Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Oh, okay. Jim Jordan, election round 2. Another loss, and he lost 2 extra votes. I guess sending text messages to the spouses of the people who voted no against you wasn't a strong play. Didn't work, and if anything, it probably firmed up the resolve of not only those 20 people, but 2 more people, probably 3 more people that said F you. I think one guy voted against him and then voted for him this time around. So, when Jordan was asked, he said he's going to keep going. McCarthy was in the same spot he was back in January, and he's going to keep on fighting. What's the energy around this? Here we go again, that same Ace of Wands. He's going to drive this thing forward. He thinks he sees a path to victory. I'm curious what he thinks that path to victory is. He's going to be even a bigger firebrand. He's going to try and activate the base, and he's going to try and present himself in a leadership fashion. But this is the cups. This is the emotion. So I don't think he's going to play on people's emotions. I think he is going to try and stir up the motions of the base. In the past, Page of Cups. Okay, so he doesn't actually legislate. This is kind of like your MAGA base, the people that just believe anything you tell them. So they're the Page of Cups, and you're the King of Cups. So he's like the Pied Piper leading the rats. So he's a MAGA person. He's going to try and activate the MAGA people. And his move last night or over the weekend to basically, last night, to send text messages and such to the spouses. That's a weird thing to do. But, out of the box thinking. He thinks he's going to drive it forward with this. What does he want? He's trying to reunite the Republican Party so that he can be nominated as Speaker. That's his goal, and he still thinks he can do that. I was about to say, here comes the third vote. Third vote's coming up. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for those votes to come in. Interesting, we got all these cups here. So the Knight of Cups. He's going forward, again, trying to present himself as a leader. But again, Knight of Cups, false friend. He's going to reach out, again, to those 22 people that voted against him. He's going to reach out to see who we can get on that. What's the outcome? Oh, are we going to get Donald Trump to help you too? He's going to try a different tack now. Now he's going to have Trump try it. He's going to work with Trump trying to reach out to them. Or if he doesn't get voted tomorrow, expect to hear from Donald Trump as an activation to try and get Jordan over the finish line. That, or Jordan's going to do something with money and, maybe offer money to help these folks with their re-election campaigns, or threaten that if he's threatened to withhold money. Now, it's a hell of a stick to say, if you don't vote for me when I get in, I'm going to withhold money from you. That doesn't work really well, because it's like, well, then I've got no reason to vote for you. As long as there's 5 of us, you can't back up that threat. Christmas. So, I thought he would hang it up after this one. Especially, I thought he was going to gain votes. I thought maybe he'd, be somewhere between 10 and 15 votes shy. Or something like that. I thought he gained at least 4 or 5 votes. He lost 2. You're going the wrong way. Okay, so tomorrow at 9 o'clock, how's that? There's a victory card coming up. I don't think that's a victory, though. It's a victory for somebody. How's tomorrow at 9 o'clock? How's that vote going to go for Jim Jordan? There he is. King of Cups. He's out there. He's out there looking to see. He probably loses even more votes. Got the Ace of Swords. And the Strength card, Queen of Wands. he has to come up with a different plan, or he might start thinking of a different plan here. Maybe there's a woman in his campaign, or at least Stefanik, or somebody who's going to try and give him some guidance. He's trying to be more of a firebrand. He's got the sword of truth. He knows that he's going to force this vote. Tomorrow, in the reading I did yesterday, we had the moon card, and I wasn't sure if there was going to be a vote today, because the way I saw it, it's like he probably doesn't know if he has the vote, so why would you humiliate yourself by having a vote when you don't know if you're going to win or not? And it's funny because Nancy Pelosi pretty much said the same thing. It's like, yeah, apparently they don't know how to count. That's a dig. You have to know that 200 is less than 217. Why would you humiliate yourself? But Jordan's the type of person that wants to get people on the record to show who the rhinos are and who the Trump faithful are. So he's going to go through with this vote tomorrow because he feels like he should be the Speaker of the House, and he's going to force it through. It's going to fail again, but he's going to keep persevering. Some people just don't learn their lesson. There might be a different action he takes after this latest fail. Whether he was talking about maybe forcing the vote on McHenry, or keep going. He's just going to keep going. I don't know what it's going to cause him to stop. Maybe the Queen of Wands can talk sense to him, but the Queen of Wands is a card of action. It's looking forward and coming up with some action on that. Okay. Anything else I want to throw on this? So, yeah, I don't think he's going to get in tomorrow. What's it going to take for Jordan to recognize that he's not going to get the votes? Or maybe he does. I'm asking so short term. But what's it going to take for Jordan to suspend his efforts to become Speaker of the House? When he just realizes that, after like the ninth attempt, it's going to dawn on him that he's just not making any progress. And, doing the fight one more time just isn't going to make a difference. A 9 and a 9, no less. He's run out of ideas, and he really wants this, but I don't blame him, because he'd be the number 3 in line, which means that if something happens to Biden and Kamala Harris, then he's the president. That would protect him in his insurrectionist butt. He's going to keep fighting. So he's going to fight and fight and fight until he's run out of ideas. And I think the other motivation for him to fight is he's trying to stay out of somebody's crosshairs. Or there could be something that the DOJ brings up. Yeah, that's funny. The Hermit card keeps coming up. What's it going to take for him to stop? He's just going to get exhausted. He's not going to see the path forward. He's exhausted his ideas. He's fought the best fight he can fight with the hand he's been dealt with, and it's time to face reality that he's not getting in. You can have the sword of justice, but you can think the sword just behind you, but somebody else is wielding that sword, and that somebody ain't him. Oh, God. All right. Do I dare? Sorry, pause it just for a second. I'm trying to think of what I want to read on next. Okay. Assuming that Jordan doesn't make it in, what's the Republicans' next move? What will be their next move? Likely I'll be doing more Jordan readings during this week and next week, because the man just won't give up. He's the definition of crazy. He keeps doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Arithmetic, George. Jim, arithmetic. What is the Republican Party going to do when the Jim Jordan campaign finally fizzles out? they're going to go for the victory. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so when Jordan's done, I guess that's when they're going to finally get their victory. And there's going to be a lot of fighting and arguing and debating and bickering over this. So is this, this could be, you know what this is? This is them nominating a new candidate. And there's going to be a lot of energy about who this next candidate's going to be. Probably because this might be your bipartisan candidate, or it could be McHenry. They're planning it now. They're already starting to plan it. And you've seen in the news, Hakeem Jeffries has talked a bit about it. Jamie Raskin has talked a bit about it. Some other Republicans have talked a bit about it, about coming up with a consensus candidate, be it Mitt Romney or Liz Cheney, everybody drink, or or expanding the powers of Mr. Patrick McHenry there. In the past, they nominated Jordan. They tried to appease the MAGA base. They went with Scalise, didn't work. They nominated Jordan, it didn't work. Now, it's time to get serious. You can't just keep throwing these fish and cup candidates forward. It's the end of the partisanship. They can't find a candidate within their party to nominate. They're trying to maintain, what they're trying to do is their compromise candidate that they put in there, whether it's McHenry or not, they're trying to consolidate their power and keep as much power as they can. That would tell me that their next move is going to be McHenry. Because if you brought somebody else in, you've given it up here. But that's the overall energy, is that they're trying to hold on to this. They're evaluating the candidates and the pros and cons of those candidates and the impact on the Republican Party in the upcoming election. And again, they're weighing it. They're weighing the goods and the bads. They've got two people they're considering. And they're trying to figure out which of those two people is the stronger candidate or the lesser of two evils or something along those lines. But we have a pair of two. So they are already in the process of figuring out what the next plan is on the next candidate. And I think their next champion likely gets through. And I'll ask about that too. Will the Republicans' next candidate that they nominate, assuming it's a consensus candidate, because everything I'm seeing so far is they can't do it on their own. So their first consensus candidate, when they get their first consensus candidate, will that person be elected? Now, mind you, you're going to have Democrat support to do this. So it's going to require some negotiations with the Dems to make sure you got the right Democratic votes for it, and enough of them. And enough Republican votes. Who does the discussions on the Republican side? Who are the Republican leaders? Because is Scalise the one who does it? Because he's the number 2 currently? Or is it the temporary House Speaker? Is it Stefanik? That's a really good question. I don't know who's doing the talking. I don't know who represents the Republicans. McCarthy? What was I asking again? I was asking about their next candidate. The next candidate. Well, the consensus candidate get in. They've got a really good chance. They've got a really good fighting chance. It's the same card that Steve Scalise had, which was the one that told me he was going to get the first shot at it. They're not happy. They're not happy because, they know this candidate's got it, but they know the minute this candidate's elected, their hands are tied. That they're stuck. They've lost the power. They've given it up, and they're at a crossroads as to if they really want to do this. They know they can do it. So if it's extending McHenry, they still have to elect a House Speaker, and they can't do it in-house, which means that they have to make that decision about working with the other side, and then they're stuck. King of Wands. In the past, this is probably McHenry right here. I think they will expand McHenry's power through the end of the year, say. and he's in the past. So now we've got the new candidate coming in. Ooh, interesting. Seven of Swords. It's like something was taken away. Like, almost like, you know... Okay, so we can focus on this candidate. I think the Republicans, especially the extremists, will feel like their power is being stolen from them by the Democrats. Will this candidate get through? They've got a good chance. But now it's, you know, try not to lose too many votes on the Republican side of things, because that would look really bad if it's like, you know, 5 Republicans and all the Democrats vote for this person. You know what I mean? So they have to get Republican support. But they also have to sell it. This is the only path forward. You know, yeah, you may think we're having our power stolen from us, but this is the only path forward. And every day that goes by, it looks that much worse for the Republicans. Still think it's a woman. Still think it's a woman. Still think it's a woman. But it's the wise thing to do. It's the wise thing to do. And there's background negotiations talking right now. They're still talking. This person has been the center of background conversations, or will have been the center of background conversations for a while. So, yeah, I think they will get that person in. Whoever that person is, and I don't want to make everybody drink. I'll save that for the next video. Okay, so Jim Jordan, does he get in tomorrow? Nope. Trying different things and still not getting in. And what does it take for him to get in, or for him to stop? He either gets elected, which is not going to happen, or he just finally realizes he's done. It could be, he might do this 9 times. He thinks he's got the sword of justice. He thinks he can force his way in. He can't. He just doesn't have the consensus. It's not there for him. And eventually he gives up. And then I'll read on this one in a different reading. Probably McHenry gets in there on an interim basis, and then they have to get their consensus candidate in there, and they will get the consensus candidate in there. The trick is, how many Republicans can they get to vote for this consensus candidate? How many Democrats can they get to vote for this consensus candidate, so we can get the government moving again? Okay? All right. Hopefully that's bringing the temperature down. And I'm 2 for 2 so far, or you almost say 3 for 3. Saw Scalise not getting in. Saw Jordan going next. Saw Jordan not going in. Saw him not going in again. And I'm telling you, he's still not going to get in. All right. Hopefully we can get ourselves to the weekend, and you can, you know, decompress a little bit and enjoy your Linda G videos and your Sterling videos and everybody who throws up all the good videos on the weekend. All right. Thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you for all your likes and comments and shares and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm beast so my video makes it out to new viewers. And to my new viewers, welcome to the channel. We've been having a very good banner week this week of getting new viewers in, because Jim Jordan causes a lot of freaking stress in the collective. And, you know, again, with these reads, it's not supposed to be anti-Jordan as much as just reassuring you we're going to get through this, and he's not going to get in there. He is not getting in there. He's not getting in there. He's not getting in there. And even if he did, he would be ineffective as a House Speaker. He can't get any legislation through. It would never fly in the Senate. Biden would veto it, and then it would be back to Senate, and they can't override the veto. The only thing Jordan can do, besides cause a bunch of committees to investigate Hunter Biden's adult magazine subscriptions or something like that, is, he'd be third in line for the presidency. Or somebody else threw out there, well, maybe he would try and prevent the votes from being counted. Yeah, but I think that would go to the courts really quickly. And as the third person in charge, if he prevented the counting of the votes, he'd actually be the president. But there's such a conflict of interest there because he controls the votes being counted. He can't, prevent the votes being counted and then benefit directly from that by being made president. I think it would skip over him, go to the Senate pro tempore, which is a Democrat from Washington. And I don't think he'd survive the court challenges anyways. There'd be a lot of turmoil and a lot of political pressure from the Senate, the Democrats, and what few remaining Republicans with morals and ethics that put the Constitution and their love for country above party. We're going to get through this. Jordan may not, but we'll get through this. All right. Have a good night. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.